Bata's gonna step out of the wagon, hold his whisper stone, and look up to Coeurasa and say, just whisper a thank you. And then his eyes are gonna go down towards the spire that's in front of them, the dragon's tooth.
Bricks have been carved from the flesh of the spire. This place has been maimed.
Suddenly he's gonna be
These pathways shouldn't exist. This should be solid stone.
full of anger.
As far as like what this looks like, there's a dock, essentially, right?
This is a hole people might chuck stuff out of. This is a refuse.
And you're looking down the nose of the spire because that's pointing towards Coeurasa.
Yes,
And you're Angie.
that's what I said.
Okay.
Griff is going to push the cart out of the hole and let it fall to the people below with a great crash.
He's coming with us.
Onto houses?
Yeah, they're down there.
He sounded like he was leaving.
He is. I wish you all the best of luck. And jumps out the hole. Mouthing something into their palm as they begin to lightly, like a feather, drift toward the ground.
Hey, could we? Nah, that's. I'll keep that thought to myself. I was gonna say we could really expand the power vacuum and just let Griff go because I could just slap a little dispel. but that's pretty fucked.
Oh, what was me? I don't want to kill anybody. Let's kill everybody.
That's called murder.
Since the party is paying attention, I will roll to see what the cart lands on.
Is this gonna make us feel better?
Please have it be the casino.
No, it's the orphanage.
It lands in the dump and starts a fire in the dump.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
good. It
what?
missed
How?
Coeurasa's kids.
How does it start a fire?
It's just typical Hollywood car explosion. You know?
It's a wooden cart full of bug corpses.
And the dump has a lot of things in it.
Actually, since on the topic, would it have the bugaloo that were on the front of the cart just went with it?
Yeah. Spot check. Spot check for those who are concerned.
Arden is still deliberately not looking at it.
17.
They are floating to the ground with Griff.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Let him fall.
He spotted
And
go completely back.
Since you had such a great spot, Griff is now actively chugging lots of alcohol. Just pulling bottles out of this small little bag at his waist.
And it's alcohol.
Alcohol. And then sitting down on a bench.
This is cover story? Okay. He was drunk?
Griff is not always sophisticated.
He's drunk now.
Bata turns back towards the dragon's tooth and... Oh, God. I guess we're not going to have any trouble getting in this one.
Olain will approach you, Bata. Can I have the tear?
Bata looks towards Therrin.
Therrin grabs the tear from her backpack and pulls it out.
They reach their hand out toward it as it breaks into dozens of streaming tar-like tendrils.
Its hand or the tear?
Its hand
Okay.
around the tear, dancing around it, trying to find a connection, and draws the tear into itself. Places its other hand along the edge of the wall of the spire, and lights dance on the walls as they try to reach into the spire for answers and guidance.
Olain,
Yes.
I know this may be a bad time to ask, but were you able to change your objective?
They look back at you, kind of dulled in the face, their expression a bit mute. What?
Forgive me, we'll talk later.
Arden. Renshaw. Mr. Renshaw.
Correct.
Good. They turn their head, snapping it back forward, continue to walk on, providing a guiding light in the tunnel as they give off faint glow. The dark cold of this place permeates the air. As you walk, you can hear your own footsteps dance back and forth through the cavern.
What's the pace this thing is going at?
About 30 feet every round. It's not going at full speed, but it's not...
Standard walking speed.
Yeah, just standard walking speed.
Okay. Therrin, well, except when there are like multiple ways to go, Therrin keeps pace about 10 to 20 feet ahead of it, but, stops at like any sort of like, yeah, if there's multiple ways to go.
The closer you get to it, the more you can feel like there's 1,000 screaming souls inside of Olain right now, and they're trying not to let them seep into your head.
Oh, well, I don't know that.
Sam has one arm on Zaus at all times down these tunnels.
They're gonna reach up to your hand with their hand.
Okay.
Try to hold on.
I will take my little hammer out of my pocket and
He has a little hammer.
Like, how big is it?
I was like,
Is it like a child's hammer?
anyway, Arden casts light on the end of it and raises it in the air to help bring some illumination to this desolate pit.
Bada, this place, when they were stripping it, now that there is light, you can see how much clawing and irregular cuts have been made.
Oh. Okay.
Some of them are deep enough where the moisture from the bay, from the ocean, the shore that comes in the morning can condense and drop like raindrops in some areas. You can tell.
Oof. Bada's gonna visually grimace and grit his teeth, but bunch of monsters over here. Let's get this over with.
Are you going to be okay?
The
I know this isn't easy to look at.
Bada's gonna rub his hand on the wall and just start walking towards where the guiding light is leading them.
All right. Elaine leads you for what could feel like half an hour through these empty, cold, quiet passages. The only sound you'll be getting is the whispers carried by the wind from the city into the chambers you pass through. They're all steeped upwards, like you're going to the tip of the spire. If you'd like to do anything in that time, please feel free to voice your intent or any conversations you'd think you'd be having on the way there. But you are not disturbed on your path.
It's been a bad day for Arden, so he is going to stay quiet and grim and keep an eye on Bada to make sure he's processing this okay.
Processing okay would definitely be the most ideal at this time, I would say.
Sam, please make a bardic knowledge check.
yeah, it's only 13.
Sam, when you were in town, there were people who were selling spire stone. And some of them would assure the public it grows back, just like coral.
Okay.
Your present information isn't agreeing with that.
Doesn't grow back.
It doesn't look like it's been growing back.
Will it grow back once the stones put back?
That's a great question.
Thanks, voice in the sky.
Feel free to make one more bardic knowledge check.
Also 13.
This is unknown. It's an interesting idea, though, and not without value or merit. Therrin, the umbra's will is dissolving, and you can feel a sinister presence trying to pull itself into Olain's body. It's like a large grinning face attached to a bulbous body. It feels old and wicked. Like it's trying to force itself through the tear into Olain's body. And Olain is trying as hard as they can to just keep all of these plates spinning. And they may not be aware.
Okay. Therrin slows her pace. Kind of lets the umbra just continuing to plod along. Correct.
Yes, and as they keep moving along, they become more morose and pensive and dulled.
Right.
Mentally. Please make a will save.
7.
You've done better than Olain. Around you, there's these little azure shaded figures, barely humanoid, dancing. They're fading in. And they're saying, the moon will see, and they're dancing.
Like, we're going down corridors. Where am I seeing this?
You're seeing it around you about 3 feet out from you.
How about the rest of us?
You aren't. You're also not hearing them either.
Like, is it just super weird? Like, are they moving with the ground, or are they just sort of like...
They're moving centered on you. They don't really seem to be touching the spire stone. And you can feel a connection to them. And the more they dance around you, the more solid it feels, and the more solid they begin to appear. They start as these semi-translucent figures that you can see despite the darkness, despite the light sources, superimposed in your vision. It's starting to feel closer to when your mother had tried to take control of your body. The longer this goes, the more their presence feels heavy on you.
Does Therrin make a public... Let us know publicly what's happening?
Therrin stops and kind of just loudly says Olain, and looking for like a response.
Very slowly, Olain lifts their head towards you.
What is this?
Drool just pours out of one side of their mouth.
Did Olain stop?
Yes.
Okay.
Unnaturally still.
Can I do another will save to fight this, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
I don't like how you agreed to that. So yes.
Double digits.
Not 20.
So excited.
Okay. Therrin, with purpose and interest, what would you say your emotional state is right now?
Determined and a bit sad, but more determined, more confident through the things that just happened recently.
All right. What you're going to be able to tell reaching in to try and figure out what's going on through your mental connection is visually, you look into Olain and you can see the outline of the tear, and above it is this bulbous, grinning, azure face reaching down into it and trying to blend its light through the radiance of the gem into Olain and wash out what makes them them. They're just trying to push themselves in that body and force any unnecessary parts out. And they're smiling at you and nervously, unnaturally snapping their neck around like a clock, dancing between the hours. Right now, if you want to pull Olain out of this, the instinct is to remove the tear right now.
Okay. So you guys just asked what the hell is going on.
The voices around you are getting louder, and they're starting to gain in size, and they look an awful lot like that grinning face.
Ooh, could you guys reiterate your questions? I'm going to respond to them.
Therrin, what's going on?
And you said something too, right?
Yeah, something along those lines, same too.
Okay. We have to we have to grab the tear right now. I can't explain it. It's like something is trying to grab it inside of Olain,
Okay.
and just rushes over.
Arden is going to immediately go to Olain.
Is it visible and Their gut?
For Therrin, it is.
But everybody else just sees it.
It's just it's in their body.
But Olain's acting super weird.
Elaine's acting super weird, and their cheeks are starting to puff up and turn color.
Arden is going to place his hands on Elaine's shoulders. What is your name? Who are you?
Diplomacy check.
14.
Olain, you bought time.
Olain, tell me about the cake you made.
The pound cake.
How did it taste?
Good for my soul. The eyes go dart in different directions as they try to process that turn of phrase.
You need to stay with me, Olain. We need you to let go of the tear. Can you do that? For your friends.
The drool coming out of one side of their mouth descends like mucus in front of you, like a reflective surface, and you can see a grinning, mocking smile in it as it drips and falls to the ground.
Okay, Olain? Can you give us the tear?
Diplomacy check.
Oh, why is it always me? No.
Does anyone else want to do anything while all this is going on?
All Sam can do is ask the garden, what's going on?
Therrin said we needed to get the tear. And I'm going to... So I am trying to convince Olain to give us the tear.
Then why do you keep asking her who she is?
Because she's not acting like herself. I guess you weren't there for that conversation, but when Olain named herself, I told her that if she ever gets lost or in who she may be or what she is designed to do, that she needs to remember who she is more than anything, because if she can know who she is, then she is herself and not her objective, not her purpose, and what she was created for. Because Olain, Arden turns back to Olain and looks her in the eye and says, she wants her own life, and she will get it. And I promised her.
Are you telling me that you promised the Umbra to fight its purpose? What?
It didn't kill us, and I made an agreement. I suppose I didn't necessarily say it, but it is what the Umbra desired the most, and I want to ensure that it can. This is going to be like...
Oh,
The Ember starts raising one arm as if by puppet strings.
Olain, do you like? Aren't the water spiders tasty? Weren't they delicious?
Sam scowls.
Elaine grins and they distend their jaw into a plentiful array of teeth as their waist expands and their weight increases, cracking the floor.
Can I still see the tear?
The tear is becoming more visible. There's less mass in the way as Elaine distorts.
I can see the tear. I'm also seeing some other things. I want to grab it.
You may be able to cut your way through and grab it. It would be a heal check. It'd be Dr. Therrin time.
She pulls out her dagger and looks at Arden.
Oh, I guess you want to cut it out. We can try.
The Umbra's purpose is to return the tear. If Arden has managed somehow to change that purpose, then I don't know if the Umbra's going to do it, or if it's up to us to actually perform this task now.
Bada, your stone vibrates.
Whisper stone?
Yes, your whisper stone vibrates.
Bada
Lightly.
holds on to it.
8 figures of dancing azure humanoid creatures come to life around you and begin dancing. And they're saying, the moon will see, the moon will see, the moon will see.
Oh boy.
Your stone feels like there's a wicked presence over it.
Okay, well, if we want to try and cut this out, then I guess I'll do my best to help.
I think we do.
Arden will pull out his little healer's kit and pull out a scalpel type implement.
So everyone who wants to assist, make a heal check. You have successfully provided equipment for the surgery.
A 9.
You have successfully seen creepy figures dance around
I
you.
am very,
They are distracting.
very distracted.
Very distracting.
Oh, natural 20.
Zaz has successfully given daggers and other supplies, and they're handing them off to both of you as you work on getting this out. You're able to remove the tear, and Olain drops into a puddle of goop and swishes around, regaining form. The presence over the tear, that's a cackle in your mind. You can hear this too, Bada, and vanishes.
Okay, so just cackle and then nothing.
Like a wisp of flame dying in the wind.
Do the dancing things vanish too?
Yes, they fade out.
Arden is going to take a knee and just repeat Olain's name until it gets repeated back.
Olain. And then they spring up, jumping onto their feet. I think we'll have to do without the spire's help for now. I don't like that.
Well, we can agree on that.
We're almost there. Forward!
What was that? Or did they start running?
That was an older me, and starts running forward.
Wait, another Umbra? What's its name?
I don't remember what it was chanting in my head anymore.
Please don't say Erickson or Gordon.
No, I was given a specific list of Umbers that were active when we were at the previous spire.
So we're all are we
So
all running?
You two would have heard the Moonsea thing, but
are we all running at this point?
they're running forward. You don't have to run, but it's an option.
Well, Therrin starts running, and she says, "Arden, if it's any help, the thing I was seeing was saying the moon will see." As she says, like as she behind her as she runs away.
You were seeing that and you didn't tell us?
I had to get. You don't understand. I had to get the tear out. You don't understand what I saw. Like there was something after that tear inside.
All right.
Can South run as fast as we can?
Yes.
Okay. Then we're all
They
running.
have to put more effort in, but they can keep
We're all running then.
Not yet, actually. Arden is going to snap his fingers and say, I remember that name. Mr. Moonsea is an Umbra who's not attached to a spire.
The moon will see? Is Mr. Moonsea?
Yes, obviously. There is another Umbra here, most assuredly. I don't know if he's actually a part of the spire, but there is... Be ready for something truly terrible.
If the Spire had detected that the Umbra gave up its mission, then yes, it would have created a new Umbra to finish the task.
I don't know if that Umbra is from this spire. All of the other Umbras had strange names and designations, but this one specifically, Chryso told me, had a name.
I will inquire later how many dragon's tears are missing, but that's not... Okay.
Therrin slows down from running and eventually stops and turns for a second. Because the Umbra is very far down some sort of corridor, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm further from you guys. And she goes, that might mean that we need to hurry.
Yeah.
Light begins to be cast from the path you're taking as you get closer and closer to where Olain is.
As in, we're seeing a light ahead?
Yes.
Yeah, Therrin puts the tear in her backpack again and turns around to run. I mean, looking back to hopefully everybody else is running.
As the party approaches, Olain has become still, and there are a number of Serigal guards and other assorted motley crews. Ma'am, you're already here. What do you need us to do? As
About time that paid off.
and Olain stands confused before them. Party, what do you want to do with that knowledge as you approach?
Well, Therrin's ahead of everybody else.
Not ahead. Yeah, everybody else except for the Umbra.
Well, do you go up to where Olain is?
Yeah. Yeah, I would know how to kind of walk with my mother somewhere.
Yeah.
So, like, naturally, it would just be whatever is natural. It's like walk, like, as running up, like, slowly slows her pace and comes up and walks behind her.
Oh, you found your daughter. Welcome back, Therrin. The guards will bow.
Yes, good to be back, and does a slight bow.
Diplomacy check.
This is
Or
all-
actually, that's a bluff check.
This is all echoing down the tunnel?
Yes.
Okay.
Arden is going to continue his approach.
16.
We've secured the inner chamber. We know that there's a dangerous group of thugs coming back to deposit a bomb. And we are here to save the day.
Or waits for Olain to talk. Is that what's...
Would you like to suggest Olain say something?
You do have a mental connection where you can throw empathic thoughts and stuff. You can't, like, put sentences across, but you can, like, communicate emotion. And Olain is lost.
Okay. Well, Therrin just conjures up all of the memories of her mother, like, dismissing people that just she finds despicable, just sort of like out of my sight or get out of here. Just all the different memories of her just being a complete shit to people.
Olain takes your cue. Take us to the chamber. We need to guard it. You stay here. Which they turn you over to a group of guards, and they bow their head, locking back into a more familiar dynamic.
Okay. Hopefully everybody's caught up at this point.
Yes, the whole party could be caught up at this point if you want to. It really depends on how you want to approach the situation.
Absolutely.
Yes, very much so. Hand in hand.
Sam will briefly stop everybody and, like, just run around and do just, like, quick posture checks. Just like everybody get, back straight.
All right, we're professional guards here, right?
We're
Arden does not slouch.
Party, please make bluff checks.
Oh boy. Ooh, okay. 21.
Oh, you're like a proper guard. You're just like, oh, I know what to do.
well, not that we're all guards, but
Start flexing.
part of the group. Sam is 19.
All right. How do you present yourselves? Or just walk in and ignore the guards?
Yeah.
Very angry, agitated, and in a hurry.
Well, Zaz jumps forward and raises 2 daggers in the air. I'm Therrin Squire.
Do the guards respond in any way?
And then a few daggers fall out of their cloak.
Sauce's cloak?
Yes. The guards believe Zaz.
I don't.
Therrin walking forward doesn't even look back and just, come along, Squire. Much haste.
Yes, ma'am.
As Bata walks past the guards, he just says, we'll take it from here. You can guard the entrance.
You are big.
And that's why you don't need to stand around.
Arden's little tiny.
Feel
puppy
like
body.
we know you from somewhere. Are you a famous wizard?
I will be more famous if you do not do what you're told.
Yes, sir.
We are with the queen.
Sam will actually fish out a piece of paper and his little, what do you call that?
I don't know.
I have an actual ink pen. A pen. And just ask it like the first guard. It's like, and what did you say to Miss Perch today?
I said, yes, ma'am. I will do that. And thank you very much.
It's like, so he'll scribble on the paper. It doesn't actually say anything.
It's keeping up a front.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just ask, like, okay, and your name?
I've never been asked my name before on the job.
Gordon.
No, we haven't had a Ronald in a while.
Do you need a list of names?
Willis.
Like, all right, Willis, thank you so much for cooperation. Have a wonderful day. And then Sam will continue with the group.
They asked me for my name. I might get a promotion soon. They're saying to their like fellow guards. They're like, yeah, you've been working hard enough at it.
So all the guards are a flutter.
But talk to them about us too. We want raises too. And they're making little schemes now about how one of them's going to get into the higher ranks and pull their friends up.
When Sam did that, Therrin did have a anime sweat drop. Just putting that out there.
We all needed an obvious job.
Just a question about the assorted brutes outside.
Yes.
Did any of them appear to be casters?
No.
Unsettling.
As you're brought to the tippy tip of the spire, having been able to avoid most of the guards that are keeping post, you arrive at two large doors there, and you're going to recognize these as a secret meeting place for really important members of the higher families. This is where a tier could be originally intended, but it's definitely not where it was put on display. And Olain has a chattering, anxious feeling the closer you get to it. Like you're on the precipice of something important and big.
Well, since we're going slow enough, Therrin can focus on that feeling. Don't ask me to will save, bro.
No. You can feel it. Like it's kind of a silent communication of weight and anxiousness.
Not right. I mean,
And
is there anybody around us? There's guards taking us somewhere, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. They're taking you to these doors. Party, you're going to notice there are two order magi at the door with two heavily armed guards wearing armor that possesses glowing lines where sections meet.
Oh, they look high level.
How do they react to Olain?
You mean Dominique?
Younger, sexier Dominique.
They have an appraising glare as the party approaches, particularly on Olain.
Are we waiting for something?
Would the party like to completely go to the door, or do you want to have a moment to react or anything else? Because there is an uneasy feeling as you get closer.
Conspire in hushed whispers.
The guards are not being subtle about their doubt. Yes, their doubt.
The guards. Oh, at the door.
Yes,
Not the ones.
The two magi and the heavily armed, larger guards.
Support.
They're completely shelled in metal.
Okay. Well, Therrin's going to focus on just more times of just the Dominique has just shooed people away and said, out of my presence and stuff like that.
So is it or is it not obvious that the guards just aren't buying it?
They seem to be sense motive. Sense motive.
Of course. A sense motive roll of
What, now you botch a sense motive?
of 9.
Game Master setting up the potential battlefield you may be dealing with.
Is it another windowless room?
Of course.
Everything's a win. What? Shoot.
Well, okay.
Here I was imagining the lovely floor window where you could see over the whole city from the secret meeting room.
Well, if you were in the secret meeting room, you might see that.
Oh, right. We're outside.
If we live that long.
If we get past the door.
Well, it's something I can talk about right now, for sure. But somebody did say that she was usually flanked by a pair of high-level order mages. So that could possibly mean that, Mommy's already here.
Oh.
What's the thing on the side?
This?
Yeah.
That is a wall of spire stone.
Ah.
It is decorated on all sides with portraits and trophies of the rulers of Roqueport.
Oh, how blasphemous.
Even the ones we've never heard of.
Yes, and some of it's carved into the stone, permanently putting their faces to history.
We can't see this yet, right?
You'll be able to see it as you come into the room. Especially, please let me know what kind of organization your troop has there.
Vata still
Very little.
preemptively scowls.
But I was just like, this is going to be bad news. Where would everyone like to be in this arrangement? As it may become critical.
Well, I was taking up, a spot like back into the side of Olain.
Okay. Olain's definitely in front. So you're to the side of Olain, or behind.
But
Yeah.
to the side, because I get to be seen. I'm not just behind her.
Okay. They're going to be behind you for sure.
No, Sam will impose himself in front of Zaus,
All right.
whether or not Zaus agrees.
Where would you like to be?
10 feet behind Bada.
Okay.
And-
This behind you is just a long hallway.
Okay.
With stairs going up.
And unless otherwise stated, readying an action for spell casting from the enemy.
Readying in action for spellcasting? Alrighty then. It's so good that we did our initiatives earlier.
It is.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, maybe a good time to just call it a night.
Does anyone need to use the restroom?
I'm good.
The voice in the sky asks of our
Hold on, kids.
firing party.
Oh, little wizard tinkles.
I guess how much time do we have left? Actually, that is good.
And 50 minutes.
It is 9:10.
That's probably enough time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's only
Like, oh yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna kill you
We
right
can
now.
die in 50 minutes. I'm sure.
Sam, please make a bardic knowledge check.
oh that's a natural one, which is a total of 6 for the record.
The most I can tell you is that those armored guards up there look an awful lot like the more magnificent stories of the Knights of Atlas.
There are actually 2 Atlas residents in the party.
One of
Arden
which
could
is,
maybe potentially recognize them too.
well,
Arden, I would love for you to make a history check.
one of them is Sam.
Yes.
You just rolled that roll, Sam.
Well, he rolled bardic knowledge, which is true of everywhere.
11.
Those are definitely Knights of Atlas. Beyond that, you don't know what order or anything else related to them, but they are dressed up as Knights of Atlas with 2 order mages who do appear to be from the same branch as Munis.
I am not wavering from my ready to action.
Very well. Olain steps forward with Therrin, I imagine. Open the way, for I am Dominique Perch, and you will do as I command.
That seemed a little forced.
It's just a little cringe, bro.
How forced was it?
Oh, did she roll that? I am totally Dominique Perch.
The great doors behind the guards open, and a heavy presence enters the room.
Well, that's,
Theron, it's time to say hello to your mother.
it's like, well, that's funny because I'm Dominique Perch.
Yeah, so the thing I was saying about constantly being flanked by pair order mages.
We didn't actually say it to anybody.
Huh?
You haven't said it yet.
Oh, you haven't said it yet.
It was said to us before, but who's that with her?
An older guy.
From the bathhouse?
It's the spy to keep an eye on things.
God.
I was informed you would be arriving home, dearest daughter. You'll hear echo across the chamber to your imposter and self, Theron. Your mother stands a head above the guards around her and stares down on you as if from an ivory tower.
Theron freezes and it doesn't say anything back. She just takes an aggressive stance and gets a paw on Stilton.
Were you a good daughter? Did you bring me the tear?
I didn't bring you the tear, she says through gritted teeth.
Are you done with your little tantrum?
No.
Well, I'll just have to help you calm down. Seize them.
And instead of calming down, she thinks of... Does she still have a connection? Would she think she has this connection to the Umbra anymore?
The Umbra's fucking scared. The Umbra is terrified. The image, the presence of your mother seems to superimpose on them, and they can't contort or change. They're locked in their form. And you can feel that fear as your mind shifts over to how are they doing.
Therrin's going to take the opportunity to just flood the Umbra with the violence that occurred yesterday at the bathhouse. Yes, Arden?
Nothing. I am saying nothing because I'm not aware of what's happening.
Arden, you do have a moment here if you want to do any kind of casting before the battle starts. They did say seize you.
Okay.
I would love to interject before any castings.
Okay.
Therrin, remember why we're here. We're here to return the Dragon's Tear.
Therrin is not attacking. She's sort of like in an attack stance and is like kind of closed her eyes and is like focusing on doing the thing she was doing previously. And all she can really respond with is like, this is not where I took the tear, or this is not where I took the tear from. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is where the tier's actually supposed to go to be utilized with the spire.
Yeah, I don't know that, but like I know that this is not where I got it.
No, definitely not. The tier was stored in like a museum-ish kind of show-off area farther down the spire.
This is not where I took the tear. It's back there, and she sort of just distractedly gestures behind her or behind us.
Mm-hmm. Remember, this is limited time.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. That's it.
Okay,
That's all
okay.
That's all I do.
So we already passed the room.
You passed the museum. Oh yeah, you would love to see the museum carved out of the spire about how everyone's so great about the spire. Yes, yes.
So the real Dominique said seize them.
Seize them.
Is there enough time for Sam to step behind Therrin, touch her back, and do a little poem?
I will allow this.
Which is like 9 lives for cats, but for you, they're blessed attacks.
Oh, barf.
Okay. Very well. What did you do?
Cat's grace.
Your dexterity score has increased by 4 temporarily.
You have +2 to hit.
Basically, just across the board, any modifier because of your dex to something goes up by 2.
Is that like,
That's a really solid buff for Therrin.
It is. It is. Can I cast my spell now, please?
Yes, you may.
We're going to open with Wall of Ice.
He told me this last time. He's going to build a maze.
If I have the range, this is actually an unfortunately very open room.
Oh. So
14 squares.
14 squares worth of ice.
oh my gosh.
Is it's 5 foot thick, right?
Yeah, and they will need to connect.
Yeah.
They can't just like be here, and there. They all have to be connected
Well,
in
then
one
that's
thing.
right through the middle.
Okay, throwing up a wall of ice. Alrighty then. Arden, you're up.
Again?
Yeah, that was the surprise round. Your opponents are arrogant.
I like wall spells. So immediately behind that ice wall, I'm going to put down a dispelling screen.
Ooh, spicy.
It straight up stops spells from going through it.
And if you walk through it, it casts Dispel Magic on you.
Yes. Arden says, do not step through the glowing barrier.
Is it like sparkly blue?
It is a shimmering, translucent, light blue energy field.
Alrighty. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yes, there is. So Arden is going to cast Karmic Backlash and cast Karmic Aura on himself.
All right.
Arden is now swirling with a menacing light blue mist.
Very menacing.
Alrighty. Therrin, your turn.
Therrin is surprised that the room has changed so much. And also, as the ice wall was going up, she like narrows her eyes at her mom.
Doing the
It's like just like goes up, and she's just like, grr, you know.
Okay.
Since Therrin isn't a tacky girl, she is actually quite confused, but takes the moment because she can't really do anything right now because she can't see anybody, right? It's like...
You can see through the wall of ice.
Oh.
Like, it's just harder to see through. It's a wall of ice. Just that's the degree to which it's going to obscure your vision and distort stuff. So, like, you can get, like, the weird blot, like... What's that blot test called?
Rorschach test?
You can get kind of a Rorschach, like a colored Rorschach test of what's on the other side, but you do not have any kind of detail through that ice.
Okay.
frosted glass.
Yeah.
Therrin relaxes her stance, just absorbs the surroundings, sees the way around, getting the lay of the land, and well, she closes her eyes and takes a long breath, and she asks the Olain, where do we take this tier?
The room behind your mother.
Of course.
They seem stressed, but being near you helps.
Okay. Like Therrin accepts that. Like
That's just
like
a
it's like
feeling.
sort of. If there is any sort of communication, just like that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stay close. Not like having a mind conversation, but just like that's cool by me.
They get that feeling back from you.
Okay.
You want to move or anything on your
Boy,
turn?
my stabby girl just can't do anything.
I mean, you've got
There's also 4 guards behind us, right?
Oh yeah, they're right behind Arden.
Can I kind of gauge like what's going on with them? Like turn around like
Sense motive.
10.
They look confused and a little scared.
Therrin runs over to the closest one.
All right. One right behind Zaz.
Can I position myself close to 2 of them, please?
Yes, if you do a jump or a tumble check to get over Zaz.
Of course.
Remember, you have +2 on
And then
your
I
deck.
stab and kill him because I never changed the boots.
Oh my god!
You could just drop kick him.
Yeah, that would be an appropriate thing to do right now.
Just make the whole table go.
Not Zaz the guard.
Oh.
Goodness, no. Why is that on the table?
I'm jumping over Zal's.
Jump strength.
22.
You jump right over Zaz.
Dude, I jump over Zos and like smack this dude with the hilt of
You like to-
Stilton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll an attack roll. And is that a power attack?
I didn't claim it, so
Well, that's why I'm asking. You haven't even...
He's rolled.
Oh, they rolled?
yeah, I rolled.
Oh, okay. Roll for damage.
Oh, well, actually,
Because you hit this guy.
that's a crit.
That's a... Oh!
She's using a rapier.
Oh! Well,
The
you
hilt.
crit.
I crit a hilt.
That's like you smash his skull in because you launched yourself at him physically.
It's a good thing you're dealing with some duel. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so 2 and 6.
So 8. Perfect. You knock his ass out. Oh, excuse me. You knock him out.
We can say ass.
Oh, you knock his ass out. He just goes right to the ground and rolls. And his friend's like, ah!
Have I done too much to do another attack?
Yeah, you're done.
Okay.
Like you hit him and his body just like gets launched with the force and he just rolls down the stairs.
I give a steely stare to the next guy, though.
Okay. Next up is Sam.
Fine. We'll just set up another inspiring courage song.
What do you want to sing? Like you're at the top of the spire fighting Dominique Perch and her assorted allies.
Obviously, a rock ballad, power ballad. That's what it's called.
Just gonna go big hair band here.
Do Ice Ice Baby.
Oh no,
Oh.
that's not a power ballad.
Oh, Gregorian chanting.
Oh goodness!
Okay.
Are you doing this
Performance check.
He's singing.
20.
Very nice. Okay, they're going to be able to hear that around the wall, and that's going to radiate out from you into all your friends. Which means everybody's getting a +1 to their... It's +1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So plus 1 to hit and
Damage.
And damage.
And charm and fear saves.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Is that all you would like to do, or do you want to
But
position?
then I'll move next to Arden too.
Alrighty. Right over here?
Yep.
Alright. Next up, Olain. They are going to run around
Oh, wow.
to in front of you, Therrin. They're going to slide past you and do a low kick, trying to knock out the guard behind the guard you knocked out. They miss. And just do a sweep and he jumps like hopscotch.
Oh, but it looked cool.
Yeah, it still looked fluid. And next up, Zaz. They're going to run over to where there is an open wall and keep their eye peeked around a corner, and I'll let you know when they come. So they're keeping lookout. After that, Dominique is going to grab toward the handles on the door and pull the massive thing shut behind her. That'll take her full round.
Is she leaving the battlefield, or is she?
Oh, she's making sure you can't just run past her.
Okay.
I mean, I have D-door, but let's save that embarrassment for later.
All right. And then it's the rest of them's turn. They're going to move around, and you can hear the sound of spells being cast and tactics being shared. It's muffled, however.
Are they casting fire spells on it?
They are not.
Oh, darn.
Then, Bada, your turn.
Oh, hey, it's all cramped up over there.
Zaus ran ahead.
Yep. Oh, yeah, Zaz is going to be able to tell the party. They've taken up defensive positions at the end of the hall because they waited part of their turn.
Is there any room for me to go in, or
The guys up the stairs?
yeah, the guy said this behind us.
There's room in the middle if you're willing to take that danger.
Well, okay.
What do you want to do now that you're
Let's
amongst them?
Swing at the one that's closest to Arden.
Okay. Roll for your attack.
Nat 20.
Crit.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ.
Roll for damage.
Is this lethal damage or
Why would it not?
I'm asking Bada?
Bata just gives Sam a stare.
Like a second during battle going like.
Good thing you got a crit.
It's a 1
Remember, you get a plus
times
1.
3. 1d8 plus 4. Oh.
So you just dealt him 18 damage. That was, knocking. They go flying down the stairs. You don't know what happens to them. They keep going.
What is Bada's like response to that?
He's like, uh-oh.
Well, next up,
I'm sorry.
it's Arden's turn.
Oh my.
Just take a nice rest after this. Sorry.
I can't reach my thing, but Arden is going to cast protection from law.
All right.
Are we on court?
I'm going on the assumption that these more official people that are less thuggy are of the lawful types, and also that if Dominique Perch is a manipulator but not a murderer, that she's probably lawful evil.
And that will protect you from domination magic from such sources.
Yes, and also protect me against outsiders, but I don't think we're going to run any of those today.
You never know.
Will that be all you do for now?
I guess for my remainder of the action, Arden is going to pop the cap off of his scroll case and just announce we're waiting.
Okay. Well, then, it's Theron's turn.
Okay. Do I have to move to attack any of these?
Yeah, you'll have to
mofos?
move into Olain Square,
Okay.
which they'll let you do. You two actually have the most.
We have synergy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you can kind of know what each other want at this range.
You almost literally share a brain.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, she, Theron just, like, slips by, Olain, all cool, like, Olain just moves out
Here.
of the way right at the perfect time,
Yes.
and she, and Theron, does another, hilt to the face.
All right.
For the closest one.
Are you doing 2 attacks or 3 attacks or power attacks? What's going on?
Yeah, I'll do a power attack.
All right. And are you doing 3 attacks or 2?
It's like, I just want to see how the first one goes. I'm feeling like whether it whether I can or not mechanically. I feel like we're still getting the drop on these guys. So I'm just going to do 3 attacks. None of them are going to be power.
Okay.
And I'm just going to hilt the guy closest to me right now.
Bonk.
That's 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah, you square him right between the eyes.
Okay.
Roll for damage.
Roll for damage. Right.
Basically.
Anywho, it's 7 hilt to the face.
They go cross-eyed and fall down the stairs.
Okay. Because I'm doing 3 attacks.
Yep.
Hilt to the face on the other dude.
Okay.
So that's like 30.
Yeah, they don't even see it coming. They might even have a delayed reaction.
So 8, 9.
They don't even realize they're losing consciousness as they roll down the stairs.
It's going to be real fucked up.
And
Therrin feels strong now.
Therrin.
Wow. Jeez, Therrin.
Except for the one bot hit. He's not waking up.
Hey, don't steal from Therrin.
All right. Theron, that'll basically be, I think, all you can do in the round, unless there's something you want to say.
She stands there and kind of bounces and gets ready for this fight.
All right. In that case, Sam, your turn.
Awesome.
You can keep the chant going, or it'll dissipate 3 rounds after you stop.
What I'm saying, is there a place to tuck in here
He's asking if there's a lip.
Yes, there is a lip.
to kind of sort of hide behind?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
You want to just hide over there?
Yes.
All right. Are you going to keep the chanting going?
Stop snickering.
I was looking at the lip. No, I appreciate that you're taking cover.
No. Sam will stop for the moment. And then we'll concentrate. I'm not going to make up a poem for this one. On a silent image, 2 squares to pony side from Arden that looks just like Arden and is copying his movement.
You'll be able to do that, although it does mean you won't be able to focus on your song anymore.
That's what I said. I'll stop chanting for now
Ah, gotcha.
to make what is essentially a mirror image of Arden.
Give yourself a sec to think about what your character would do in this combat.
Like you just ended with a mirror image of Arden.
Because the enemy's next round is going to be explosive.
The Curse of Coeurasa is a production of Reno Area Anthropomorphic Arts and Recreation for BLFC 2023. This episode was edited by Desjarmes Pony and was mixed and mastered by AJ the Ratty. Yi McQuinn is our game master and the voice of Zos and the NPCs. Arden Renshaw is played by Hawkfeather. Therrin Perch is played by Desjarmes Pony. Bada Amaka is played by Dabbles. Samuel Horstrom is played by Dominic Cretu. Original music by Fox Amore. You can find more music from Fox Amore at foxamore.bandcamp.com and on Spotify. For more information about BLFC, the theme, and the lore behind your favorite characters and settings, visit goblfc.org.